All right, let's talk about something that is totally changing the game for anyone who builds things on the web. It's this new idea called vibe coding, and really, it's about shifting your role from being a hands-on coder to more of a creative director who has a super smart AI assistant. Let's dig into what that actually means.
Here's the best way to think about it. Imagine you're an architect designing a skyscraper. You come up with the vision, you create the blueprints, you decide the whole aesthetic, the vibe, right? But you're not down there mixing the concrete yourself. In vibe coding, you are that architect, and you have a whole construction crew of AI agents who are ready to build whatever you design, handling all the tedious line-by-line work for you.
So that all sounds pretty great, but where do you even start? Well, it all begins with picking the right AI copilot for the job. And the cool thing is, there are already amazing tools out there for literally every skill level, whether you're a total beginner or a seasoned pro.
The whole AI coding scene is growing up fast. For anyone just starting out, you've got tools like Replit Agent, where you can pretty much just describe an app in a sentence and watch it appear. But for more experienced developers, a tool called Cursor is quickly becoming the industry standard. Just think of it as your code editor, like VS Code, but with a brain that understands your entire project and can make really complex changes across multiple files at once.
Okay, but before you just jump in and start prompting away, you need two foundational things in place. First, try to stick with a popular tech stack, like Next.js or React. Why? Because the AI models have seen millions of examples from these, so they're way more reliable. And second, and this is an absolute must, you have to use Git for version control. It is your safety net, your undo button for when the AI inevitably gets confused or goes off the rails.
So, what does this actually look like day to day? It's not about waving a magic wand and getting a perfect app. Nope, vibe coding is a really structured, repeatable process. It's a workflow that lets you turn those big ideas in your head into real working code. Let's walk through it.
Okay, let's break it down. First, you define your vision, and I mean you have to be super specific. Don't just say build an e-commerce site. Say build a site for selling rare houseplants with a grid layout and a search bar. Next, and this is probably the most crucial part, you prompt in phases. Ask for the landing page first. Then ask for the search bar. Then the product cards. You build it piece by tiny piece. And finally, you get into this feedback loop. You run the code, it'll probably break, you copy the error message, and you feed it right back to the AI to fix. You just rinse and repeat that loop.
And that brings us to a golden rule of vibe coding. If you've asked the AI to fix the same bug 3 times and it's just not getting it, stop. Don't keep trying to force it. The AI is stuck in a loop. The absolute best thing you can do is use Git to go back to the last working version and then just ask for what you want in a completely different way. It'll save you a ton of headaches.
All right, all that theory is great, but let's actually see how this plays out in the real world. We're going to do a quick case study using what I think is one of the most exciting tools out there for this stuff right now, Google AI Studio. This is where the speed of this whole new process really hits you.
So check this out. We're literally going to go from a single sentence to a fully working shareable web app, and it only takes a few steps. Here's the whole workflow. First, you just describe the app you want in plain English. You could say something like, build me a simple meditation timer with a clean, minimalist design. The AI instantly generates the code and a live preview. From there, you can actually interact with that preview to make changes, set some overall style rules to define the vibe, and once you're happy, boom, you deploy it with one click.
Now, the part of this that feels like actual magic, the real game changer, is a feature called annotation mode. This is where we move beyond just typing text prompts. It lets you interact with your app visually.
It's honestly so intuitive. You just use your mouse to draw a box around anything on the live preview, a button, a title, an image, and then you type a command right there. You can say, make this text bigger, change this to a dark blue, or yeah, make this button glow neon green when hovered. The AI just understands the context and updates the code for you. Instantly. It's amazing.
So, having all this power at our fingertips means we need a new mindset. The old rules of software development are changing right before our eyes. And to make sure we're working smart and, more importantly, safely, we need to adopt some new best practices.
2 of these are absolutely essential. First is using rules files. In a tool like Cursor, you can create a file that gives the AI permanent instructions, like always use tabs instead of spaces, or all components must be styled with Tailwind CSS. And second, the big one, human-in-the-loop security. The AI writes the code, sure, but you are always the security guard at the gate.
And let me be crystal clear about this. You should never, ever,
ever paste a sensitive API key or a password into a chat prompt. That's just asking for trouble. The smart way to do it is to use environment variables. They're like little secret placeholders that the AI can't see. You can even take it a step further and have a totally separate AI model audit the code that the first AI wrote. It's an extra layer of defense.
So when you put this all together, you can see the role of the developer is going through a massive evolution. It's shifting away from being a manual laborer, just typing out code, and becoming much more about creative direction. The most valuable skills are becoming less about knowing perfect syntax and more about big picture thinking, clever prompting, and just having a good sense of taste.
And that really leaves us with a huge question to think about. As these AI tools get exponentially more powerful, what's going to be the most important skill for a creator in the future? Is it going to be the technical ability to code, or will it simply be the ability to have a clear, compelling vision and know how to articulate it? It really seems like the future is way more about the what and the why than the how.